Hey guys, it's Eric. Week 3, Define Gender, here on Tuesday. So we're talking about work and school. Well, can't really offer insight on school because I haven't been in school for 7 years. But work's something I can definitely input on. As far as my job, I work in a factory. There's a lot of people. I think we have about almost 800 people in my plant alone. I've only told about 15 of them, because I only know about 20 of them. But the people that I have told are real close co-workers of mine, and they're all cool with it. A lot of them are real intrigued and want to know more information, and they just want to fill their head with knowledge of the whole trans community and what it means to be trans and the process, what happens, what's going to happen. Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is not so much my boss, but like my upper management, and the fact that my company is owned by a Catholic family that won't pay for birth control. The insurance won't pay for birth control because they're Catholic, and obviously they don't believe in pro-choice. But yeah, so I'm kind of a little concerned on that. But I live in a state where it's equal opportunity employer, so I'm really hoping that kind of takes over and they can't find a reason to let me go for being trans and coming out and changing my name and changing my gender. The way I actually came out at work was kind of different, because the lady that sits next to me, she's not from here, and she doesn't really have knowledge about the new stuff, things that us kids do. And she's always asking me things, and I always fill her head with useless knowledge of the day, or, I'll say, hey, did you know? And she's just all sorts of staring at me going, wow, wow, wow. And she actually came in and asked me one day about, I think it was a transvestite, what it was and all this stuff, and they kind of like opened the door to me going, well, here we go, here's time to kind of fill their head a little bit with what's going on, see how they react to it. So I explained everything, and I explained transgender and what it means, the FTM, female to male, MTF, male to female. Explained all that stuff to them, and the surgeries, the process, hormones, what hormones do, what's permanent, what's not permanent if you were to stop taking them. And I mean, I probably talked for a good 2.5 hours while we were working, and she was just so impressed that I knew it all, and I was like, well, that's because I kind of did a little research for personal reasons, and then I kind of proceeded to tell her, and she's like, oh, that's cool. And then somehow everybody else down the line found out, because a friend of mine there that I'm really close to, she was actually the very first person I told. And I was showing her a picture of my Packer, and I was like, hey, check this out. And somebody overheard me saying Packer and STP or something, and they wanted to know what it was. And I was like, oh, awkward, really awkward. Going, here's a picture of a dick on my phone. And so I explained to them, and then somehow it got down my entire assembly line about my new toy. And because I work with a bunch of older women, actually there's only 3 guys in my little area. Most of them are women that's been there for 7+ years, and they've all got the sick factory minds. And they're like, oh, is that your new sexual toy, your new bedroom toy? And I was like, no. Of course, I had to explain everything then, and they were all just fantasized about it. And the one lady's like, can I see it? Can I touch it? I'm like, no, you can't touch it. She's like, oh, okay. But I said, now you're going to stare at my crotch every time I come to work, aren't you? She goes, yeah, just see if you're wearing it. So I don't wear it to work because it's uncomfortable to sit there for 10.5 hours just in one spot and not be able to adjust or anything like that. Just like I don't normally bind at work, just because it's uncomfortable to work in a factory for 10.5 hours with repetitive motion, and yeah, it's it's hard. I work short days sometimes, and I'll wear it on my short days just so I can get used to it there. But yeah, so that's pretty much coming out at work, and everybody's like, so when are you going to do this, and how much is it going to cost, and what are you going to do? Are you going to go through everything? And so I've told them that I have a weight goal, that when I reach that weight, it's a more healthy weight. I'm going to start seeing the therapist, and then we're going to go from there, talk to the endos, and get on T, get top surgery done, and everybody's intrigued about top surgery, what happens, how much it costs. And everybody wants to know about bottom surgery, so I explain the difference, the metoidoplasty and the phalloplasty, and everybody's just like staring at me. And I told them the prices, especially the price of the fallow, and they're like, oh my God, are you going to do that? And I'm like, well, my girlfriend's set on me doing it because I do really want bottom surgery when everything's all said and done. That's just financial reasons, obviously. And my girl has made the comment that if I'm going to start this process, and that's something I want, then we will find any possible means to accomplish everything. So I'm kind of ecstatic about that. And so I told him what I wanted and how I was going to get it, and I showed him pictures of outcomes and stuff, and they're just completely amazed and completely supportive. A couple of them have told me that they don't know if they can call me Eric or be able to say it to begin with, because they've known me as my birth name for the a little over 3 years that I've been there. And it's just all these people, and the only other thing that I'm worried about with work is I went into the women's restroom for 3 years. So I don't know how the guys are going to react when I walk into the men's room. And it's something that I don't want to cause drama or create attention my way, but it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen, obviously. I just don't know how to deal with it. I've been thinking of ways to sit down with my boss and tell him what's going on. I 100% don't think he will have a problem with it whatsoever. Like the name thing, he'll have a hard time with the name. But other than that, I don't think he don't care. He's an easygoing guy, laid back, don't give a crap. As far as like my upper management, I don't really see them a whole lot, but when I do see them, they obviously call me my birth name, and I'm not going to go upstairs and sit down with every single one of them and say, hey, I'm not this person anymore. My name's Eric, and I'm not she. I'm he. I'm just not doing that. If it comes down to it, then my boss is going to have to go up and explain to them what's going on. I do have to go to my human resource office and talk to them about insurance and what would be covered, who's in our network. And we have 2 people that deal with insurance, and one of them I kind of know, we crack jokes at each other. So I'm really hoping that she's kind of open-minded to this whole thing and will at least try to help me find out what's going on with insurance, and we'll just get everything going from there. So yeah. So I guess I've just been, lucky with the friends that I have, that they understand. The ones that I've told anyway, and the ones that I haven't told, if they don't understand and they can't support it, then they're not my friends. It's just how I view it. I'm going to miss them dearly. I've known some of these people for many, many years. But if it comes down to you can't be friends with me for who I am, whether I'm this physical body or this mental, being, whatever, then I can't stick around. Because it's not going to help me in any shape or form. So, yeah, that's pretty much my my outtake on this for this week anyway. Yeah, it's work at school for me. So I'll catch y'all next week. I'm gonna get ready to upload my video at some point in time. It's gonna be about 3 parts, so long. my personal channel, so check me out. Catch y'all later. Ciao.